said get away from my stall! You think I worked this hard so I could feed people like you?
The rain was heavy that evening, the kind that soaks through everything: clothes, shoes, skin, pride. And standing in the middle of it, an old man and his wife. Torn clothes, no umbrella, nowhere to go. The old woman held her husband's arm just to stay upright. People walked past them. Some stared, some laughed. Nobody stopped. They moved slowly through the roadside market, past the noise, past the crowds, until they stopped in front of a young woman selling fruits at her stall. The old man removed his soaked hat, held it to his chest. "Please," he said softly, "we haven't eaten since yesterday, even leftover food, anything at all." The young woman looked up from her stall. Her face changed instantly. "Get away from here." The old woman flinched. "Please, we are just hungry." "I said get away." Customers turned to look. The young woman's voice rose higher, sharp enough to cut through the rain. "You people come here every day and chase my customers away, every single day." She reached for a plastic bowl nearby and threw the water directly toward them. "Leave before I call security." The old couple stepped back. The old woman's head dropped slowly. The old man placed his hand on her shoulder, and together they turned and walked away, back into the rain, back into the crowd that didn't care. Humiliated, heartbroken, soaked to the bone. The young woman watched them go. "Miserable people," she muttered, then turned back to her stall and continued selling. She didn't think about them again. What she didn't know was that life had already been writing the next chapter of this story, and she was in it. Where are you watching from right now? Drop your city or country in the comments. I would love to know where this story is reaching. 3 days later, it started with whistles. Government officials moved through the roadside market like a wave that nothing could stop. "Everyone must vacate immediately. This land has been reclaimed." The young woman stood up from her stall. "What? What is happening?" "This entire area belongs to the government now. Remove your goods. You have 1 hour." Panic spread across the whole market. Stalls overturned, goods thrown into the road, women crying, men arguing with officers who weren't listening. The young woman fell to her knees beside her stall. "Please, this is everything I have. This is how I feed my children. Please, just listen to me." Nobody listened. By evening, the stall was gone. The spot was gone. The income was gone. She sat on the roadside long after everyone else had left. Just her and the silence where her stall used to be. The next morning she was up before sunrise. She packed everything she had left into bags and boxes she could barely carry, and she walked, market to market, street to street, asking for a space, begging for a corner. Everywhere she went, the answer was the same. "No space. Come back later. We don't know you. Move along." Her feet ached. Her arms burned. Her eyes were dry from a night of crying and a morning of swallowing pride she didn't know she still had. Then someone pointed down the road. "There is a small shopping area near the old bridge, clean, organized, some spaces still available, but the owners," he paused, "they are very particular about who they allow in." She had no other option, so she went. She heard the place before she saw it. Quiet, orderly, nothing like the chaos of the roadside market she had known for years. She walked through the entrance, looked around, started toward the office to ask about a space, and then she stopped walking completely. Her bags hit the ground. because sitting there, in 2 chairs outside the main office, were the old man and his wife. Clean clothes, calm faces, a small table between them with 2 cups of tea. The old woman looked up first. Their eyes met. "What time is it where you are right now? Morning, afternoon, or evening? Let me know in the comments below." The young woman couldn't move. The world around her went quiet. "No," it came as a whisper, almost to herself. The old man recognized her a moment later. He said nothing, just looked at her steadily, the way people look at something they have already made peace with. The young woman's eyes filled. Every moment came back at once, her voice cutting across the rain, the bowl of water, the old woman's head dropping in shame, the way they walked away and never looked back. She had never thought about them again, and now she couldn't look away. Her voice broke when she finally spoke. I didn't know this place was yours." The words felt small, completely inadequate. She knew it as she said them. "I came to ask for a space to sell." She looked down at her bags on the ground. "But after what I did to you both, I will understand if the answer is no. I deserve that." Silence. Long, heavy silence. The old woman looked at her husband. Something passed between them, a look that only people who have survived hard things together can share. Then the old woman turned back and said quietly, "We know what it feels like to be hungry, to be invisible, to stand in the rain and beg and have people look through you like you are nothing." The young woman's tears fell. The old man leaned forward slowly. "You humiliated us," he said, "not with anger, just with truth. But people who have never suffered cannot always understand suffering. Sometimes life has to teach what words cannot." He looked at her for a long moment. "It seems life has been teaching you." The young woman broke completely. "I am so sorry. I was cruel. I was wrong. I am so deeply sorry." The old woman stood up slowly, crossed the small space between them, and pulled the young woman into her arms. The young woman wept into her shoulder, the way people cry when the guilt has been sitting in the chest too long and finally finds its way out. The old woman held her, patted her back slowly, said nothing, because some things don't need words. The young woman got her space, a small corner near the entrance where the morning light fell just right. Business was slow at first, then steady, then better than it had ever been at the roadside market. But something else grew alongside the business, something no market stall can sell and no government official can take away. Her heart changed. When hungry people passed her stall, she called them over, gave what she could, looked them in the eye when she did it. No insults, no judgment, no plastic bowl of water. One evening, a frail old man stopped near her stall. She wrapped food carefully, pressed it into his hands, and smiled. Not because anyone was watching, just because she finally understood what she should have known all along. Because sometimes the people we look down on today are the exact same people who will decide our tomorrow. And the cruelty we give so freely costs us nothing in the moment, but it echoes, it follows, it finds its way back. Kindness costs nothing, but cruelty leaves scars that last forever. Treat every person with dignity, because everyone is carrying something you cannot see. If this story moved you, drop a heart in the comments right now and follow for more stories like this one. Share it with someone who needs to hear it today.